Welcome back, folks, to part 2 of my Murray rebuild tractor video. Part 1 dealt with me pretty much finding out that the solenoid didn't work. So this video continues on. Take you over here, and first let me pardon, this isn't in widescreen. The camera I usually use has a dead battery, so I'm using actually a digital still camera for this video. But here's the old coil, just a regular Murray old coil. And Napa had a direct replacement for it. Ran me $9, which is $9 more than I want to pay for a free tractor, but you know, sometimes you have to take one on the chin. So I'm going to put the coil in. I'm going to fire up the salamander over there because it's about 25 degrees in the garage right now, and I'll do a little prep work here, and then I'll meet you back when we get the coil back in, and I'll show you how I test it to make sure it works. Okay, so our new solenoid's in place, and you can see the connector there. Now the primary thing right here, see that little black wire I'm highlighting right there? That's the go switch. In other words, if everything's okay, if all the permissives, and what I mean by that is if the deck is off, the park brake is on, somebody's sitting in the seat, then 12 volts hits that little black wire, it energizes the coil in here and lets the big, big amperage go through these big red wires, connects them up, and the power hits the starter. Now, how are we going to check to make sure this new thing works? Well, back up to the battery here. On my voltage meter, I've got my negative terminal on the negative part of the battery, and then over here I have my starter connector right there. And what I'll do is I'll just take my multimeter, so I'll connect that up and I'll hold it with my camera hand. Let me turn my voltage meter on. So hopefully you can see it reads 0. Now I'm going to turn the key on, and I'm going to move it to on again, because there's a headlight mode in this tractor. And then when I hit the starter key, this should at least turn to 12. Actually, this little battery's starting to die on me. I'm going to have to put the charger back on it. But when I turn the key right now, you're going to see 12 volts. Hey, look at that. That means 12 volts is heading right from the battery to this starter. So we're ready to move on to the next step. We're ready to hook that battery up. And I'm going to check the oil and change it probably. And then we'll see if this sucker will even turn the engine over. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for. I haven't even tested it yet. I didn't take out much oil, there wasn't much in it, so I filled it up with a 5W30. A little thinner because it's going to be a winter tractor. Hooked up the starter. Here's my switch. Either I'm going to look cool or it's going to suck. And I did undo the plug too, so there'll be no real work for the starter to do. And we go on, and go. Oh, sweetness. So it starts. So next we got to see if we've got spark. Searching for spark is a simple test. Here's our spark plug wire with our spark plug out of the block, but it needs to be on the block. It's going to use it as a ground, and we're going to look for a little spark jumping across our electrode there, like a little welder, and hopefully we'll see a couple flashes. Here we go. Wonderful. So we can spin it. She's got spark. So we'll throw the plug back in there, tighten it up, and then I have to work on the fuel system a little bit. And I'll try to get that done tonight. So maybe we can even get it to run a little bit. Who knows, but hold on. Alright. Got my fuel tank back on. Got my fuel filter there, connected right up, perfect. Pulled the bowl out. Somebody put oil in there. So that means somebody might have even fogged this motor, which is excellent, because that's going to help us start it up a little bit. And I probably can't tell the carburetor very well. I've got a key operator coming because I've got a choke that always wants to spring open and a throttle that wants to stay closed. So I'm going to have to operate this side of it here. Of course, I'm going to have exhaust spewing at me, but we're going to give it a shot, and I'm going to tripod the camera hopefully, and maybe, hey, if we can get this thing running, that'd be a good night tonight. Huh? Not engaged. Okay, so that's my choke, and that's my okay. Hit it. Okay. Wide open throttle, full choke, go. Well, I guess we won't get it started tonight, but we had a little bit of kick right there, but we'll work on it some more. But thanks for watching, and catch me on part 3.